Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Success isn't something you chase. It's something you attract by becoming the right person. Yet most people spend their lives searching for the next big opportunity, chasing promotions, or waiting for luck to strike. They focus on external changes, like a better job, more money, a new environment, while ignoring the most powerful tool they already have themselves. The truth is, the world rewards those who develop their skills, sharpen their minds, and strengthen their discipline. If you want more, you must become more. You don't get ahead by luck or shortcuts. You get ahead by becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts success. Think about the greatest achievers in history. Were they born successful? No, they worked on themselves, built new skills, cultivated winning habits, and invested in their personal growth. They became the kind of people who couldn't help but succeed. So what's the secret? It's simple. Work on yourself first, and success will chase you. Today, I'm going to share with you the powerful principles that can transform your life. Mindset, discipline, financial literacy, communication, and much more. You'll discover why success isn't about what you do, but who you become. Stay with me for the next few minutes as I break down the exact steps to unlock your full potential and build a life where success comes naturally. Let's dive in. Number 1, the foundation of personal growth. Success begins with a single, undeniable truth. You must grow into the person who can achieve the success you desire. Many people believe success is about finding the right job, making the right connections, or waiting for the perfect opportunity. But the real key is who you become in the process. If you want a better life, a higher income, stronger relationships, or greater opportunities, it all starts with developing yourself first. Imagine you suddenly receive $1 million overnight. If you don't have the mindset, habits, or financial literacy to manage it, that money will disappear just as quickly as it came. On the other hand, if you become the type of person who understands wealth, works hard, and invests wisely, you won't just earn $1 million. You'll attract it, multiply it, and sustain it. Success isn't a one-time event. It's a result of continuous self-improvement. Take Benjamin Franklin, for example. Born into a modest family, he didn't inherit success. He created it through deliberate self-improvement. He designed a personal system of 13 virtues to improve his character, including discipline, frugality, and humility. He read constantly, sought knowledge from mentors, and refined his skills daily. Over time, this dedication turned him into one of the most respected inventors, diplomats, and leaders in history. He didn't wait for success. He grew into the kind of person who attracted it. Personal growth isn't just about learning new information. It's about changing how you think, act, and respond to challenges. It's about developing discipline, building resilience, and constantly refining your skills. If you want to reach new levels in life, you must become the kind of person who naturally thrives at that level. So where do you start? Begin by investing in yourself. Read books that expand your mind. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Set goals that force you to grow. Step out of your comfort zone and embrace the discomfort of learning something new. Most importantly, understand that growth is a lifelong process. The people who succeed aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are simply the ones who commit to continuous self-improvement. They never stop learning, growing, or pushing themselves forward. The real difference between where you are today and where you want to be is the person you become along the way. If you make personal growth your foundation, everything else, success, wealth, happiness will follow. The world rewards those who develop themselves. So start today, commit to growth, and watch how success begins to chase you instead of the other way around. Number 2, the power of self-investment. If you want success, you must invest in yourself first. Your income, opportunities, and achievements will never exceed your level of personal development. The mistake most people make is expecting their external world to change without first changing themselves. They want higher salaries, better relationships, or more opportunities. But they never stop to ask, am I becoming the kind of person who deserves those things? The marketplace is ruthlessly fair. It doesn't pay for need, it pays for value. If you want more in life, you must become more. This is why self-investment is the most powerful decision you can make. When you grow, everything around you grows. Your knowledge, skills, and mindset determine your earning potential, influence, and ability to navigate challenges. The better you become, the better your life becomes. Take Warren Buffett as an example. Today, he is one of the richest and most respected investors in the world. But his success wasn't built on luck or chance. Buffett attributes most of his achievements to one thing: his commitment to learning. He spends 80% of his day reading and thinking. Even as a young man, he invested heavily in self-education, studying business, psychology, and economics. This knowledge gave him a competitive edge, allowing him to make smarter decisions and recognize opportunities others overlooked. He didn't wait for success. He prepared for it by investing in himself daily. The good news, you don't need millions to start investing in yourself. Self-investment isn't just about money. It's about time, effort, and the willingness to grow. The greatest minds in history have always emphasized the importance of lifelong learning. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, your success becomes stagnant. So how can you start investing in yourself today? First, commit to reading. Successful people don't just read for entertainment. They read to grow. Whether it's books on leadership, finance, psychology, or personal development, knowledge expands your thinking and improves your decision-making. Make it a goal to read at least 30 minutes a day. Over time, this small habit will compound into massive personal growth. Second, develop new skills. In today's fast-changing world, your ability to adapt and upgrade your skills is what separates you from the rest. Learn a new language, take an online course, master public speaking, whatever field you're in, become an expert. When you acquire new skills, you increase your value in the marketplace, and success naturally follows those who bring more value. Third, surround yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. The right mentors, friends, and influences can accelerate your growth faster than anything else. Be intentional about who you listen to. Your future depends on it. Lastly, take care of your mind and body. Your energy, focus, and productivity are your greatest assets. Exercise, eat well, and prioritize mental clarity. A sharp mind and a strong body will always give you an advantage. The truth is, self-investment is the only investment that guarantees return. Money, jobs, and opportunities may come and go, but what you learn, who you become, and the skills you develop will stay with you forever. If you want success, don't chase it. Grow into the kind of person success naturally chases. Start today. Number 3, the real law of attraction. Many people misunderstand the law of attraction. They believe that if they simply think positively about success, wealth, or happiness, those things will magically appear. But that's not how success works. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. If you want to change your results, you must first change yourself. Think about it. Two people can have the same dream of becoming successful. One spends years hoping, wishing, and imagining a better life, but does nothing to improve. The other focuses on personal growth, builds new skills, and adopts winning habits. Who do you think will achieve success? The one who becomes the type of person who naturally attracts opportunities. Muhammad Ali is a perfect example of this principle. Long before he was a world champion, he believed and acted like one. He didn't just say, "I want to be the greatest." He said, "I am the greatest." And then he trained like it, fought like it, and carried himself like it. He became the person he claimed to be before the world even recognized him as such. His words weren't just affirmations. They were declarations of his identity. That identity shaped his work ethic, discipline, and confidence, which eventually led to his legendary success. This is where most people get it wrong. They focus on what they want instead of who they need to become to achieve it. If you want wealth, become financially educated and disciplined. If you want respect, become a person of integrity and confidence. If you want opportunities, become skilled and valuable. Success doesn't respond to wishes, it responds to preparation and transformation. So how can you apply this real law of attraction in your life? Start by defining the type of person you need to become to achieve your goals. Instead of saying, "I want to be rich," ask, "What kind of person consistently attracts wealth?" Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," ask, "What habits, mindset, and discipline does a successful person have?" Once you identify those qualities, start living as if you are already that person. Your thoughts must align with your actions. You can't just tell yourself you're confident while doubting every decision. You can't say you want to be wealthy while overspending and avoiding financial education. Your daily habits must reflect the person you claim to be. Another powerful tool is visualization with action. Successful people don't just dream, they prepare. They mentally see themselves succeeding, but they also put in the work to make it a reality. Muhammad Ali didn't just visualize winning fights. He trained relentlessly so that when the moment arrived, he was ready. The world doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you prove you deserve. Success isn't about luck, shortcuts, or hope. It's about becoming the type of person who naturally attracts what you desire. Start focusing on who you need to be, not just what you want to have. When you do that, success will chase you. Number 4. The discipline factor, consistency over intensity. Success is not about big, dramatic efforts made once in a while. It's about consistent, disciplined action taken every single day. The difference between those who achieve great things and those who fall short isn't luck or talent. It's discipline. The ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it is what separates winners from dreamers. Many people start strong but give up too soon. They go to the gym for a few weeks, then stop. They read books for a month, then get distracted. They start saving money, then make excuses to spend it. They work hard for a while, but when results don't come fast enough, they quit. The truth is, success isn't about occasional effort, it's about long-term consistency. Bruce Lee understood this better than most. He once said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." Why? Because mastery comes from repetition, not variety. The people who achieve greatness aren't those who do 100 different things halfway. They're the ones who do a few things extremely well, over and over, until they perfect them. Discipline is the key to this mastery. It's what keeps you going when motivation fades. Motivation is temporary, but discipline is permanent. Everyone feels excited when they start something new, but when obstacles appear, only those with discipline push through. That's why people who rely on motivation alone fail. Motivation is an emotion. It comes and goes. Discipline is a commitment. It stays. So how do you develop unshakable discipline? The first step is small, daily actions. Too many people try to change everything at once, and when they fail, they give up completely. The secret is to start small and stay consistent. Want to get fit? Start by doing just 10 minutes of exercise daily. Want to read more? Commit to just 10 pages a day. Want to save money? Set aside a small amount every week. Over time, these small actions compound into massive results. The second step is accountability. People who succeed don't rely on willpower alone. They create systems that force them to stay disciplined. This could be as simple as having a workout partner, setting reminders, or tracking progress in a journal. When you make discipline a part of your daily routine, it becomes second nature. The third step is embracing discomfort. Discipline often requires doing things you don't feel like doing, waking up early, working when tired, saying no to distractions. But every time you push through discomfort, you strengthen your willpower. Successful people don't avoid hard things, they lean into them. They know that the pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. At the end of the day, discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the invisible force that turns potential into achievement. If you commit to discipline, even in small ways, you will become unstoppable. Success isn't a result of intensity, It's a result of showing up every single day, no matter what. Number 5. The power of association. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Whether you realize it or not, your environment shapes your mindset, habits, and ultimately your success. If you surround yourself with people who are ambitious, disciplined, and constantly improving, you will naturally start to adopt those qualities. On the other hand, if you spend time with negative, lazy, or unmotivated individuals, their mindset will rub off on you as well. Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men in history, understood this principle better than anyone. When he built his steel empire, he didn't do it alone. He surrounded himself with brilliant minds like Napoleon Hill, who later wrote Think and Grow Rich, one of the most influential success books of all time. Carnegie believed that success was not just about hard work, but also about being in the right company. He built a mastermind group, a team of high achievers who challenged and inspired each other. This was one of the secrets to his wealth. Look at your own life. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Do your friends push you forward or hold you back? Do they inspire you to grow, or do they keep you stuck in the same place? Your circle either elevates you or limits you. There is no in between. If you want to become successful, start spending time with people who are already where you want to be. Success leaves clues. When you surround yourself with successful individuals, you pick up their habits, attitudes, and strategies almost effortlessly. If you want to think bigger, associate with people who think bigger. If you want to be more disciplined, spend time with those who already have strong discipline. But what if you don't currently have successful people in your life? That's okay. In today's world, you can associate with great minds through books, podcasts, and online content. When Warren Buffett was young, he didn't personally know wealthy investors, so he studied the writings of Benjamin Graham, the father of value investing. By learning from Graham's ideas, Buffett shaped his own strategies and eventually became one of the richest men in the world. This means you don't have to wait for successful people to come into your life. You can seek them out. Read their books, listen to their interviews, and study their habits. Let their wisdom guide you until you're in a position to connect with high achievers in real life. However, it's also important to eliminate toxic influences. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, complaining, or excuses, it will slowly poison your mindset. That doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out of your life, but it does mean you should set boundaries. Spend less time with those who drain your energy and more time with those who lift you up. At the end of the day, your environment is stronger than your willpower. If you truly want success to chase you, start by surrounding yourself with people who are already living at that level. Greatness is contagious. Choose your associations wisely. Number 6. Mastering the art of goal setting. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. The people who achieve greatness in life don't just wing it. They set clear, specific goals and work relentlessly to achieve them. Without goals, you drift through life, reacting to circumstances instead of creating your future. A goal gives you direction, focus, and purpose. It turns dreams into reality. Thomas Edison, the man behind the light bulb, understood this better than most. He didn't invent it by luck or chance. He had a clear goal to create a long-lasting, practical electric light. He failed over 10,000 times, but because his goal was crystal clear, he kept going. Every failure was just one step closer to his target. Had he not set a precise goal, he would have given up long before he changed the world. Most people don't achieve their dreams because they don't set real goals. They say things like, "I want to be successful," or "I want to be rich." But vague wishes aren't goals. A goal must be specific, measurable, and time-bound. It must give you a clear target to aim for. Saying, "I want to make more money" is weak, but saying, "I will increase my income by 50% within the next 12 months by learning new skills and taking on higher-paying opportunities" is a powerful goal. So how do you set goals that actually work? Follow these 5 steps. 1. Be specific. Define exactly what you want. Instead of saying, "I want to get fit," say, "I will lose 15 pounds in the next 3 months by exercising 4 times a week and eating healthy." 2. Write it down. A goal that isn't written down is just a wish. There's power in putting your goals on paper. It programs your mind to focus on them. Studies show that people who write their goals down are 42% more likely to achieve them. 3. Set a deadline. A goal without a deadline is just an idea floating in your head. Deadlines create urgency and push you to take action. 4. Make a plan. Goals without a plan are useless. Break your goal into smaller steps and take action daily. If your goal is to write a book, plan to write 500 words every day. If your goal is to save money, set a specific amount to save each month. 5. Take immediate action. The biggest mistake people make is waiting for the perfect time to start. There is no perfect time. The best time to start is now, even if it's just a small step. One of the biggest benefits of goal setting isn't just achieving the goal, it's who you become in the process. When you work toward a goal, you develop discipline, resilience, and new skills. Even if you fall short, you will still be far ahead of where you started. At the end of the day, life rewards those who have a clear direction. If you don't set goals, you'll always work for someone who does. So take control of your future. Set clear goals. Take consistent action and watch as success starts chasing you. Number 7. Financial literacy. Understand money, control wealth. One of the biggest reasons people struggle financially is because they were never taught how money works. Schools teach history, science, and mathematics, but rarely do they teach financial literacy, the one subject that determines your financial future. If you don't understand money, you will always work for someone who does. The truth is, wealth isn't just earned, it's managed. No matter how much money you make, if you don't know how to control it, it will slip through your fingers. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, learned this lesson early in life. He had two father figures, one who followed the traditional mindset of working hard for a paycheck, and another who focused on building assets, investing wisely, and making money work for him. The difference in their financial outcomes was massive. His poor dad worked hard all his life, but struggled financially. His rich dad understood the game of money. He used financial education, investments, and business skills to create long wealth. Kiyosaki realized that the rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. Most people make the mistake of thinking that earning more money will solve their financial problems. But how many times have you heard stories of athletes, celebrities, or lottery winners who made millions only to end up broke? Why? Because wealth is not about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep and grow. If you lack financial education, no amount of money can save you. So how do you take control of your financial future? It starts with understanding the basics of money management. Here are 3 core principles to follow. 1. Spend less than you earn. This sounds simple, but most people don't do it. The habit of living beyond your means leads to debt, stress, and financial struggle. No matter how much you make, always spend less than you earn and invest the difference. 2. Learn the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. A car, unless it's making you money, is a liability. A house, unless it's an income-generating rental, is a liability. The wealthy focus on acquiring assets, investments, businesses, stocks, real estate, things that grow in value and generate income over time. The poor focus on buying liabilities, cars, expensive gadgets, and things that drain their finances. 3. Pay yourself first. Most people pay their bills, buy unnecessary things, and save whatever is left. Usually nothing. The wealthy do the opposite. They save and invest first, then live on the rest. A simple habit like saving 10 to 20% of your income before spending a dime can completely change your financial future. The bottom line is this: money is a tool, and if you don't control it, it will control you. Financial literacy is not a luxury, it's a necessity. If you don't take the time to learn how money works, you will spend your entire life working for it, instead of having it work for you. Start today, educate yourself, take control, and let financial success chase you. Number 8. Communication. Your greatest tool for influence. Success is not just about how smart you are or how hard you work. It's about how well you can communicate your ideas, influence others, and build strong relationships. No matter what field you're in, your ability to express yourself clearly and persuasively will determine how far you go. The most successful people aren't just the most skilled, they are the best communicators. Martin Luther King Jr. is a perfect example. His famous "I Have a Dream" speech didn't just share ideas. It moved people, inspired action, and changed history. His words had power because they were spoken with conviction, clarity, and emotion. He knew that communication wasn't just about talking, it was about connecting with people's hearts and minds. That's what made him a leader, not just a speaker. Many people believe communication is about being a good talker, but the truth is, great communication starts with great listening. The most influential people don't just speak well, they listen, ask thoughtful questions, and understand what others truly need. Whether in business, relationships, or leadership, success comes to those who can connect deeply with others through words. So how can you improve your communication skills? First, learn to speak with confidence. Most people underestimate the power of their own voice. They speak timidly, avoid eye contact, and doubt their words. If you don't believe in what you're saying, why should anyone else? Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It's from preparation and practice. Watch how great speakers communicate. Observe their body language, tone, and pacing. Then start practicing daily, whether by speaking in front of a mirror, recording yourself, or joining public speaking groups like Toastmasters. Second, become an active listener. Most people don't listen to understand. They listen to reply. The best communicators know that listening is the foundation of influence. When you genuinely listen to someone, you make them feel valued, understood, and respected. That builds trust, and trust opens doors to opportunities. Third, master the art of storytelling. Facts tell, but stories sell. If you want people to remember what you say, wrap your message in a compelling story. Think about the greatest speakers in history. They all use stories to make their points. A good story makes your message relatable, memorable, and impactful. Finally, simplify your message. Many people think that using big words or complex ideas makes them sound smart, but the best communicators make things simple. If a 12-year-old can't understand what you're saying, you're overcomplicating it. The clearer your message, the more powerful it becomes. At the end of the day, your success is directly tied to how well you communicate. Whether you're leading a team, negotiating a deal, building a brand, or simply having a conversation, your ability to influence others with your words will determine your impact. If you can master communication, you can open doors that no amount of talent or hard work alone ever could. Work on your communication skills and watch as success starts chasing you. Number 9, the mindset of giving. Most people approach success with a "what can I get" mindset. They focus on how much money they can make, how much recognition they can receive, or how fast they can climb the ladder. But the most successful people in history understood a different truth. The more you give, the more you receive. Success isn't about taking, it's about creating value and contributing to others. Mother Teresa embodied this principle. She dedicated her life to serving the poor, the sick, and the forgotten. She didn't chase wealth or recognition, she simply gave. Yet because of her contribution, she became one of the most respected and influential figures in the world. People naturally wanted to support her mission, donate to her cause, and spread her message. She didn't chase success, her impact made success chase her. The same principle applies in business, relationships, and life. The people who are the most successful aren't the ones who focus on taking. They are the ones who consistently give value. A business that prioritizes customer satisfaction will always outperform a business that only focuses on profits. A leader who genuinely cares for their team will always have more loyal and productive employees than one who only demands results. A person who brings positivity, knowledge, or encouragement to others will always attract great relationships and opportunities. So how can you develop the mindset of giving in your own life? First, shift your focus from "what can I get" to what can I give? Instead of asking how you can make more money, ask how you can serve more people. Instead of trying to network just to benefit yourself, focus on how you can genuinely help others. Second, add value before expecting anything in return. Too many people wait until they receive something before they give. But the most successful people give first. If you want a promotion, start working at the level of your next position before you get it. If you want more business, start giving customers more value than they expect. If you want strong relationships, start being the kind of friend, partner, or mentor that you wish to have. Third, understand that giving doesn't always mean money. You can give knowledge, time, encouragement, and kindness. The most valuable contributions often don't cost anything, yet they can change lives. Think of the people who have helped you grow. Was it always through money, or was it through guidance, inspiration, or a simple act of support? Finally, trust that giving creates a cycle of abundance. The more you give, the more you attract. Not because of some mystical force, but because giving builds trust, strengthens relationships, and positions you as someone people want to support. When you contribute value to the world finds ways to reward you. In the end, success is not about what you take. It's about what you give. The more people you help, the more success will chase you. Make contribution a core part of your life, and watch how opportunities, wealth, and happiness follow. Number 10, self-talk. Reprogram your subconscious for success. The most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. Your self-talk, the words and thoughts you repeat in your mind, shapes your beliefs, your actions, and ultimately your success. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never succeed," or "I don't have what it takes," your subconscious mind will believe it, and your actions will reflect that belief. But if you tell yourself, "I am capable, I learn and grow every day, and success is within my control," your mind will accept that as truth and push you toward achieving your goals. Your words become your reality. Oprah Winfrey is a perfect example of the power of self-talk. Growing up in poverty and facing immense hardships, she could have easily believed that she was destined for failure. But instead of accepting that limiting belief, she trained herself to think differently. She constantly fed her mind with empowering thoughts, repeating affirmations about her worth, potential, and ability to create a better future. Over time, this positive self-talk rewired her mindset, helping her rise from adversity to become one of the most influential figures in the world. She didn't let negative thoughts control her. She controlled them. The truth is, most people's self-talk is their greatest enemy. They allow fear, doubt, and past failures to dictate their inner dialogue. But here's the secret. Your mind believes what you repeatedly tell it. If you constantly tell yourself you're a failure, your subconscious will find ways to confirm that belief. But if you program your mind with empowering, success-driven thoughts, your subconscious will work in your favor, pushing you toward your goals. So how do you reprogram your self-talk for success? First, become aware of your internal dialogue. Start paying attention to the words and thoughts that run through your mind daily. Are they empowering or limiting? Are they helping you move forward or holding you back? If your self-talk is negative, challenge it. Replace statements like, "I can't do this" with "I may not know how yet, but I can learn." Shift "I always fail" to "every failure is a lesson that makes me better." Second, use affirmations to reinforce positive beliefs. Just as negative self-talk can program you for failure, positive affirmations can program you for success. Write down empowering statements that align with your goals and repeat them daily. Say things like, "I am disciplined and focused. I attract opportunities and success, and I am capable of achieving greatness." Speak these words with conviction. Over time, your subconscious will accept them as truth. Third, surround yourself with positive influences. The people, books, and content you expose yourself to shape your mindset. If you're always around negativity, it will seep into your self-talk. But if you fill your mind with motivation, knowledge, and inspiration, your internal dialogue will reflect that positivity. At the end of the day, your mind is your most powerful tool for success. Control your self-talk, and you will control your future. Reprogram your thoughts, and success will start chasing you. Number 11. The habit of continuous learning In a world that's constantly evolving, the ability to learn is the greatest skill you can develop. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you stop progressing towards success. The most successful people in history understood that learning is not something you do for a few years in school. It is a lifelong commitment. Every breakthrough, every achievement, and every great innovation has come from someone who committed to learning. Leonardo da Vinci, one of the greatest minds in history, was a perfect example of this. He wasn't just a painter, he was a scientist, an engineer, an anatomist, and an inventor. He had an insatiable curiosity and never stopped expanding his knowledge. He filled thousands of pages of notebooks with observations, experiments, and ideas that were centuries ahead of his time. His lifelong learning made him a genius in multiple fields and one of the most influential figures in history. Now think about yourself. When was the last time you actively learned something new? Not because you had to, but because you wanted to grow. Most people stop learning after school, thinking they know enough. But in reality, the world rewards those who never stop improving. The difference between someone who remains average and someone who achieves massive success is often just the habit of continuous learning. So how do you develop this habit? First, read every day. Successful people don't just read for entertainment, they read for knowledge. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, reads 500 pages a day to expand his understanding of business and investing. Bill Gates, another billionaire, reads about 50 books a year. They know that every book holds a lesson that can give them an advantage. Even if you read just 10 pages a day, you'll finish over 30 books a year, and that knowledge will change your life. Second, learn from mentors. The fastest way to grow is to learn from those who have already succeeded. Whether it's through personal mentorship, books, podcasts, or online courses, find people who have achieved what you want and study their strategies. If you can't meet successful people in person, read their biographies, watch their interviews, and absorb their wisdom. Success leaves clues. Follow them. Third, apply what you learn. Knowledge without action is useless. Many people read books, attend seminars, and watch motivational videos, but they never implement what they learn. The key is to take at least one action from everything you learn. If you read a book about productivity, apply one new technique. If you watch a lecture on financial management, start using one strategy. Learning without application is just entertainment. Learning with action is transformation. At the end of the day, the people who win in life are not always the smartest. They are the ones who keep learning, keep adapting, and keep growing. If you want success to chase you, commit to lifelong learning. The more you learn, the more you earn, both in knowledge, life. Number 12, emotional intelligence, mastering yourself and others. Success is not just about intelligence or skills. It's about how well you understand and manage emotions, both yours and those of others. Emotional intelligence is often more important than IQ when it comes to achieving success. You can be the smartest person in the room, but if you can't handle stress, control your impulses, or connect with others, you will struggle to reach your full potential. Your ability to manage emotions determines how well you navigate challenges, build relationships, and influence others. Nelson Mandela was a master of emotional intelligence. He spent 27 years in prison, yet he emerged not with hatred, but with wisdom, patience, and the ability to unite a divided nation. He understood that emotional control was more powerful than anger, and that real leadership required empathy and understanding. His ability to forgive, listen, and connect with people turned him into one of the most respected leaders in history. He didn't let emotions control him. He controlled them. The problem is, most people react emotionally. Instead of responding rationally, they get easily offended, make impulsive decisions, or let stress and fear dictate their actions. But here's the truth. Your emotions should work for you, not against you. If you don't learn to manage your emotions, they will manage you. So how can you develop emotional intelligence? First, become self-aware. Pay attention to your emotions and how they influence your thoughts and actions. When you feel anger, frustration, or fear, Stop and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Instead of reacting impulsively, learn to pause, analyze, and choose your response. The difference between successful people and everyone else is that they don't let emotions dictate their decisions. Second, develop emotional control. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means understanding them and choosing how to respond. When faced with criticism, instead of reacting defensively, step back and evaluate if there's truth in it. When under pressure, instead of panicking, focus on finding solutions. The ability to stay calm under pressure is one of the greatest assets you can develop. Third, cultivate empathy. Understanding how others feel and see the world is a superpower. People are drawn to those who genuinely listen and care. In business, relationships, and leadership, the ability to connect with people emotionally is what creates influence. The better you understand others, the better you can lead, negotiate, and inspire. Fourth, handle criticism and failure with a growth mindset. Most people take criticism personally and let failure destroy their confidence. But emotionally intelligent people see both as opportunities to grow. They don't break under pressure, they use it to improve. At the end of the day, success isn't just about what you know. It's about how well you manage yourself and your interactions with others. The world belongs to those who can control their emotions, build strong relationships, and stay composed under pressure. Master emotional intelligence, and watch how success naturally follows. Control your emotions, and you'll control your future. Number 13, overcoming weaknesses. Most people avoid their weaknesses. They pretend they don't exist, make excuses, or convince themselves that their flaws are just part of who they are. But here's the truth. Your weaknesses will hold you back unless you face them head on. The people who achieve extraordinary success are not the ones who ignore their flaws, but the ones who have the courage to confront and improve them. Winston Churchill was a man who understood this well. As a young politician, he was criticized for being impatient, stubborn, and reckless. Instead of ignoring these weaknesses, he worked on them. He refined his leadership skills, studied the art of diplomacy, and learned from his mistakes. By the time he became Prime Minister during World War II, he had transformed himself into one of the greatest leaders in history. He didn't let his weaknesses define him. He used them as fuel for growth. The problem with most people is that they stay inside their comfort zone, where their weaknesses remain hidden. But success demands that you step outside your comfort zone and work on the areas that are holding you back. If you struggle with communication, start practicing public speaking. If you lack discipline, set small, daily goals to build better habits. If you are afraid of failure, challenge yourself to take small risks until your fear no longer controls you. So how do you start overcoming weaknesses? First, identify them honestly. Look at the areas in your life where you feel stuck. What's preventing you from reaching the next level? Is it procrastination? A lack of confidence? Poor financial habits? Be brutally honest with yourself. Growth starts with self-awareness. Second, stop making excuses. It's easy to say, I'm just not good at this, or that's just the way I am. But those are just stories you tell yourself to avoid discomfort. Every skill, habit, and mindset can be improved with effort. The only difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people don't let excuses control them. Third, turn weaknesses into strengths. The best way to overcome a weakness is to actively work on it. If you struggle with organization, create a system to stay on top of your tasks. If you lack confidence, start taking small steps to build self-assurance. Every weakness you work on becomes a strength that moves you closer to success. Finally, embrace discomfort. Growth is uncomfortable. It requires effort, patience, and persistence. But every time you push through discomfort, you become stronger. The skills you develop, the habits you build, and the mindset you strengthen will pay off for the rest of your life. At the end of the day, your weaknesses don't define you. Your willingness to overcome them does. If you have the courage to face your limitations and actively improve them, there is no limit to how far you can go. Success comes to those who are willing to grow. Work on your weaknesses, and success will chase you. Number 14, the compound effect. Small steps, massive growth. Success isn't built overnight. It doesn't come from one massive breakthrough or a lucky moment. Success is the result of small, consistent actions repeated over time. This is the power of the compound effect. The idea that tiny improvements, when done consistently, create massive results. Bill Gates didn't wake up one day and create Microsoft out of nowhere. He spent years coding, studying technology, and refining his vision before the world even knew his name. His success was not a single moment of genius, but the accumulation of thousands of hours of effort. He understood that big success is just the result of small daily improvements. Most people fail because they expect instant results. They go to the gym for a week and quit because they don't see a transformation. They start saving money but stop when they don't get rich fast. They read a book but forget to apply the lessons. They underestimate the power of consistency. But here's the secret. Small efforts don't seem like much at first, but over time they create extraordinary success. Think of a bamboo tree. After planting the seed, you see nothing for years. No growth, no progress. But underground, the roots are growing strong. Then suddenly, in the 5th year, the tree shoots up 90 feet in just weeks. That's how success works. For years, your efforts may seem invisible. But if you stay consistent, one day, everything will change. So how can you apply the compound effect in your life? First, start small. Whether it's fitness, learning, or financial success, don't try to change everything overnight. Start with tiny, manageable habits. Reading 10 pages a day, saving $10 a week, exercising for 10 minutes. What matters is consistency, not intensity. Second, track your progress. What gets measured gets improved. Keep a journal, use an app, or set reminders to stay accountable. Tracking your small wins will keep you motivated and help you see how far you've come. Third, be patient and trust the process. The hardest part of the compound effect is that results take time. You won't see massive changes in a week, but over months and years, you'll look back and realize how much you've grown. Most people quit before they see results. Don't be one of them. Fourth, eliminate small negative habits. Just as good habits compound into success, bad habits compound into failure. Skipping workouts, overspending, or wasting time on distractions may not seem like a big deal in the moment, but over time they will destroy your progress. Replace small bad habits with good ones, and your future will transform. At the end of the day, your daily actions determine your destiny. The people who win in life aren't necessarily the smartest or the luckiest. They are simply the ones who stay consistent. Small steps taken daily lead to massive success. Stick with it, and success will chase you. Number 15. The courage to take action. The biggest reason most people never achieve success is simple. They never take action. They spend months or even years waiting for the perfect moment, overthinking every decision, or convincing themselves they're not ready. But success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who take action. Steve Jobs understood this better than anyone. When he co-founded Apple, he didn't wait until he had the perfect product, the best team, or unlimited resources. He started with what he had and took massive action. The first Apple computer wasn't revolutionary. It was built in a garage with limited technology. But instead of waiting for perfection, Jobs launched it, improved it, and kept building. That habit of action turned Apple into one of the most successful companies in the world. Jobs didn't wait for everything to be perfect. He made progress, adjusted along the way, and kept moving forward. Most people fail because they wait. They wait until they're fully ready. They wait for confidence, for motivation, for the perfect condition. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from action. The more you do, the more confident you become. If you wait, you'll stay exactly where you are, while those who take action move ahead. So how do you break the cycle of hesitation and start taking action? First, embrace imperfection. Stop trying to have everything figured out before you begin. Success is about making progress, not being perfect. It's better to start messy and improve along the way than to never start at all. Second, use the 5-second rule. Mel Robbins, a famous motivational speaker, discovered that the best way to take action is to count down 5 and move immediately. If you hesitate, your brain will find excuses. Instead of overthinking, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and take action. Whether it's making a phone call, starting a workout, or launching a business, this simple trick will push you past hesitation. Third, focus on small steps. The idea of achieving a big goal can feel overwhelming, which leads to procrastination. Instead of focusing on the entire mountain, just take the first step. Want to start a business? Register a domain name. Want to write a book? Write the first paragraph. Want to get in shape? Do 5 push-ups. Once you start moving, momentum will carry you forward. Fourth, stop overthinking failure. Fear of failure is what holds most people back. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every successful person has failed. Michael Jordan missed thousands of shots. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. They didn't let failure stop them. They used it to grow. At the end of the day, action beats everything. You can read all the books, plan all you want, and dream big, but none of it matters unless you take action. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards execution. Stop waiting. Start doing. Take action today, and success will chase you. For things to change, you must change. For things to get better, you must get better. If there's one lesson you should take away from this, it's this. Success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by becoming the right person. Too many people spend their lives looking for shortcuts, luck, or opportunities, hoping that success will one day magically appear. But the truth is, success is not about luck. It's about preparation. It's about growing into the person who naturally attracts wealth, opportunities, and fulfillment. Look at the greatest achievers in history. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They didn't rely on luck. And they didn't just dream, they worked on themselves. They developed discipline, built valuable skills, surrounded themselves with winners, mastered their mindset, and took action, even when they were afraid. They didn't chase success. Success chased them. Now the question is, are you ready to commit to working on yourself? Everything you desire, financial freedom, confidence, influence, strong relationships, a successful career. It all starts with personal development. The stronger you become, the better your life becomes. Your level of success will always be tied to your level of self-growth. That's why the most powerful investment you will ever make is in yourself. Money can be lost, jobs can change, and circumstances can shift. But the skills, knowledge, and discipline you develop will stay with you forever. So where do you start? Start today. Start small. Start now. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the right time. And don't let fear hold you back. Build better habits. Read books that challenge your thinking. Develop new skills that increase your value. Take action, even if it's imperfect. Push yourself to grow, even when it's uncomfortable. Because every small improvement you make compounds over time into massive results. Will it be easy? No. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is challenging. Discipline requires effort. But what's the alternative? Staying the same? Living below your potential? Waking up years from now, realizing you never became the person you were meant to be? That regret is far heavier than the weight of discipline. The truth is, success isn't a finish line. It's a journey. And the journey begins when you decide to start working on yourself. Because when you do, everything else falls into place. Money, opportunities, and success will come. Not because you chased them, but because you became the kind of person who attracts them effortlessly. So take the first step today. Commit to self-improvement. Become more valuable. Work on yourself every single day. And watch as success starts chasing you. Your future self is waiting. Don't disappoint them.